Hello everyone, I am Priyanka Singhal from Mashud Financials, and today by the means of this video, I will be telling you the basic structure behind financial management which everyone should be aware of. Create a budget. Every good financial plan starts with a budget. Work backwards and calculate how much you need for bills, groceries, school fees, rent, and other expenses. Add a small miscellaneous amount to this. Create a monthly expense sheet and set it in stone. Allocate the rest of your money for an emergency fund, travel fund, savings, etc. depending on your needs. Money management. It may seem slightly tedious, but learn to manage your own money. It may seem natural to pass on money decisions to one's father or brother or husband, especially in Indian society. Do not do this. There are resources online where you can learn the basics of money management. Do not give up power to anyone else. You can definitely consult family members, but make your own decisions and maintain a separate bank account. Wise investment. Every woman needs to put herself first. Yes, family and kids are the priority, but you also have to think about your financial security. So start investing early. Start with a small recurring deposits, fixed deposits, and SIPs. Let the power of compounding work its magic. The money will prove valuable in future, whether it is to buy a home, travel, help in your child's education or marriage, etc. Investing in gold is also a good move. Cut down expenses. Draw up a list of expenses you can do without. Eat out only once a week. Shop less. After all, one can only wear so many clothes and shoes. Meet friends at home instead of going to cafes and pubs. Set a monthly budget for toys instead of giving in to your child's every whim. You will realize it is possible to give up or ration whatever you can without it having a major impact on your lifestyle or comfort. Start something of your own. With inflation, a single income or even dual income is often insufficient. Channel your creativity and see what you can do to supplement your income. If you can bake, make custom cakes on weekends. If you're a good cook, start a tiffin service. One can also set up an online business selling goods on e-commerce sites. The options are many. Make a plan to repay debt. This is crucial if you want to be debt-free. Whether it is a home loan, car loan or business loan, figure out how much you can repay it at the earliest. You can set aside an amount every month in addition to the EMIs you pay. For example, if your house EMI is rupees 50,000, try to put aside rupees 10,000 a month. In a year, you would have saved rupees 1,20,000 plus some interest if you have invested the same. You can use this amount to prepay the house loan. Buy insurance. It is imperative that you buy health and life insurance to safeguard yourself and your family members. Pick a health insurance plan for yourself or a family floater plan for the entire family. Ensure it covers aspects such as critical illness, cashless hospitalization, etc. Buy an insurance plan that also acts as a saving opportunity. You can pick an endowment plan that ensures life cover as well as savings, or a ULIP that gives an investment opportunity. Make a retirement plan. Invest in a plan that will take care of all your needs. Do not rely on anyone. No, not even your children. It's great if they'll help, but build a safety net if they don't. Do not give away your home or precious belongings to your kids just yet. You can always leave it to them in your will. Invest in a monthly income plan and build a corpus for your retirement phrase. This will ensure you have an income every month, say 40 years from now. Differentiate between want and need. Though it is easier said than done, it is a great way of saving money. If you can differentiate between what you need versus what you want, then you can save a lot of money. For example, don't buy a new smart TV only because Mrs. Sharma next door got one, when your old one is working just fine. Keep a tab on where you spend. The key to saving is to keep a tab on where you spend your money. Keep track of your income, where most of the expenses go, and how you can minimize your expenditures. You can do it manually, or there are some great expense tracking apps. It is better to pay by cash rather than by card. For smaller expenses, it is may be better to pay by cash rather than by card. This may sound strange, but we tend to lose track of expenses while paying by card rather than by cash. When you pay by cash, you keep a check on how much money you are spending. While paying by card, you may not have any idea how much money you spend until you have the account statement or credit card bill in hand. Save regularly. Inculcate the habit of saving a little every month. Your budget will tell you how much money you require each month. You need to calculate how much money you require to run the entire month. Then it becomes clear as to how much you should be able to save. Once you have decided to save some money and have calculated the amount you expect to save, saving money should be a piece of cake, right? Wrong. Remember that money could be quite slippery. If you have excess cash in hand, you could easily overspend your budget. To overcome this problem, set aside your desired amount for saving at the beginning of the month. The amount available for the expenditure would be equal to total income minus savings, not the other way around. Also remember to have an emergency corpus just in case. Make your savings goal oriented. We all have certain financial goals in life. Say we need to save for down payment of our next car after 3 years, or you may like to save for a foreign trip. You may have long-term goals like your dream home or your child's education. Linking your savings to these goals can be a great impetus. When you set a goal for saving money like education, marriage, vacation, child education or retirement, you tend to figure out how much money you will need and how long it might take you to save it. When buying things, learn to compare. This tip might help you in a lot of ways. If you need to buy something, don't buy it right away. It's best that you look for options from other places where you can get it in much more reasonable rates. E-commerce platforms like Amazon may offer you great bargains. By comparing things online, you will not only have an idea of the actual cost of the product, thereby getting the same thing at a much cheaper rate. Use discounts and sales to your favor. Nowadays, channels are abundant with choices, each giving discounts or hauls on your favorite things. Though discounts, sales could be a good bargain, don't let discount tempt you. For example, if you bought something worth 1000 rupees at a 40% discount, you saved 400 rupees. But if that thing was not essential and the heavy discount prompted you to buy it, you may have actually lost 600 rupees, which could have gone to your savings. Learn to say that I don't need it now. This might make you cringe, but learning to say that you don't need it will do wonders for your finances, which no financial planner can provide. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.